Disclaimer, guys, this is not financial advice. Welcome back, guys. I really want to get this one out quick because they just had a Golems AMA and the charts are starting to climb. So this is a token that's been out for about 4 days. It is looking like a really promising project. They got a game and it's actually got it's got really nice graphics. I mean, if you check it out in the background, that's what it looks like in game. It looks pretty slick. You're going to be able to take your NFTs. You'll be able to upgrade your car and everything. So basically, you'll upgrade small things like lights, things like that, spoiler, things like that. It's really cool. This is a really cool looking game. I don't know why my green screen's acting up right now, but it's ticking me off. But yeah, here's Luxe racing the game. Let's check this out. Here's the game in play. A conversation I had with one of the developers. I'm going to be posting that right after this. I asked him a few questions, more or less about the game mechanics, things like that. As always, you got to do your own research. Always do your own research. This looks like a pretty slick game. Some of the developers, some of the games, or the boys making this game they worked on games like Forza and Forza Horizon, things like that. So they're experienced developers. They know how to make games, and you can see just by looking at this game and the graphics. And this is basically they were saying that this only allows them to stream in 720p. So he said basically the graphics are much greater than what you're seeing here. And you don't need an expensive graphics card to be able to run this game. Right now I think it's on it's basically right now as it sits, it runs on the Windows network. It's a Windows download, but eventually they'll have it so you can play it on any system like the Xbox, like PlayStation, things like that. So and even like mobile device as well. So that there, let's exit this. So that there is some of the game there. You can just see just the graphic level on this game, and it's only going to get better. This is just a beta version. So here we got our telegrams, we got our Discord, we got all this stuff you can access. Let's go up here and we'll see the supply right now is 1 billion. Yeah, 1 billion token supply. So here we can check out the buy chart. We can check out the buy chart, see where it is. Oh, I hate this kind. Let's get out of here. I don't like that one. I like the charts on the PooCoin. There we go. This is what I like to look at. Okay, so you see they've launched. Let's see. I can't even see the date. Come on. There it is. Okay. So they launched on February 4. So they launched about 5 days ago. And they had a high of around 201. And they've come down since then, as a lot of coins do. They've come down, people selling off, and they've come down to about 3 zeros and a 4. I bought in about here, and yeah, I just got a small amount right now, looking to dollar cost average to looking at dollar cost averages. Just wait for maybe people to sell off from the Golems Gems channel, because there's a lot of hype on it, right? You got the Golems Gems, and then a lot of people FOMO and a lot of people buy in, like, oh my god, Golems Gems just had a channel in this, so you get all these buys, right? And then you'll get people selling off, because this is a legitimate project that has a future, so I believe in it. If they can implement a lot of things that they're looking to implement and and follow through on their roadmap goals, then yeah, they can do something here. And let's just check it out back here. Okay, so our tokenomics is we got 5% for liquidity, got 3% for development, 2% for marketing. So it's not a reflections token. And this is something, as they get further on in the development of the game, further on in the development of the whole ecosystem, when it starts to go up in market cap, they will bring these down. They will bring these numbers down from the 10%. So it's 10% buy, 10% sell. The sell will never go away, but 10% buy, they say, will gradually decrease once they no longer need this to be this high. And they've got an audit. As you'll see on the video, the guy's fully doxed. He's going to be on video. And I'm just going to post that chat. So here we go. It's from InterFi. I like InterFi. They're auditing. I like them. And their solidity code has a low severity risk. So they have an active owner, and let's go down. Now, I really don't look at these. You can go in here and look at the source code, and you can check that out for yourself, but I normally don't do that on screen because it takes too long. So with that said, I'm going to get right to the invoice chat I had with Hot Dog. He's one of the developers. So that said, let's get into it.
I keep going back to this, but the Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're mutation potion, right? You can trade those mutation potions, or you can choose to use it. And our upgrades we're going to constantly be releasing upgrades, but the mints will have a limited amount, which does give them a sense of value appreciation, right? And so it's something almost like we can't really change this all too much because obviously the new players have to have a chance to upgrade their vehicles as well, but maybe something along the lines of the earlier upgrade that is released does have a slightly larger effect when utilized.
That's the other challenge too, is trying to have the early adopters, having them have
benefit,
them get their benefits, and then also being able to have the barrier for entry still accessible for newcomers later on. And that's going to be a challenge.
It really will be a challenge. I definitely think that we're prepared for it. I don't want to release too much, especially as not a lot of this has come out yet. But and like I said before, we are not the type of team to really base any of our marketing or hype on speculation. I really like to garner the support that we have through what is tangible already.
I think it's cool that you got your face up there. You're actually revealing yourself, like a lot of people.
Oh, I've KYC'd to so many people at this point, man. What do I care,
Well, I mean, if you're not planning on running away with the funds, then what do you have to
hide? Exactly. And this is a longevitous project, which is why I talk about all this in kind of a calming sense, right? Everything that we do and all the strategy that we've planned, it's always with a sense of longevity in mind. It's 5 years down the road, I would like to be the racing metaverse of the intra-connected metaverse, and that's a conversation for another time. I could explain to you my theory of intra-connected metaverses, but I would like us to be the central motorsport centric metaverse. Not only, I don't want to say location, because our game will have a multitude of high quality locations, digital environments, but the central ecosystem from which to connect to these racing environments, right?
And it looks like you guys are one of the first ones into this, especially with the amount of graphics that are on this game. I've never seen graphics like this in the BSE.
That is something that I can say, honestly, we are first to market with an actual playable Unreal Engine game. There are a few other games, not racing related whatsoever. Specifically, just to think of one is an RPG that's based in like ancient Egypt or something like that. But they not only do they not have a beta out, but their game release isn't expected for another year.
Wow.
And so, we've worked on this for 2 months before we even began the process of funding of actually launching. Just for the fact that we wanted to be that token that already has a product on the table before we actually start to connect with any type of consumer.
Yeah, so if you were going to get like a newcomer to come into the project, what would you say to them?
Right now,
Yeah, just to kind of get them interested in the project, to get them to want to invest.
we are offering our users, our prospective users, a chance to experience an NFT like never before. All right, so I actually have a little bit of alliteration for you here. This is something that I like to call my 4 E's. The 4 E's of Lux Racing. Jesus, dude. Just for any marketers out there, if you DM me if you DM me with like 7 DMs at a time, I'm just gonna block you. Jeez, that is so annoying. I hate that. But where was I going with this? The alliteration. I have something that I like to call the 4 E's, right? And so ready. It's not just a straight up. It's kind of like a little paragraph that I have memorized. We are offering our users the chance to experience an NFT like never before. And this goes from the actual the environment that you get to utilize your NFT in, the social aspects of it, between wagering. We were testing out voice chat earlier if in our multiplayer server, so we are actually going to have a fully capable voice chat in our next beta update. So it's an immersive experience, all held within digital environments, encompassed by the gaming ecosystem that we've created. And so what I like to say is that we are a product-focused blockchain project, not the other way around, right? We rely on the actual tangibility and the actual utilization of our gaming ecosystem rather than buy this token, it's gonna 100x. Sure, our token is going to 100x in due time, based on the utilization of our ecosystem, which is the game.
Yeah, not relying primarily on hype and hopium.
Yes, exactly. I am not a hopium type of guy, man.
Oh, you look fired up though.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Like I said, my entire life has been has really been based on, for one, investing. I got into cryptocurrency actually, which is another funny story that I'll offer to you guys real quick. So my way into cryptocurrency, when I was 15 or 16 years old, I was a huge RuneScape player. If you know what RuneScape is, I loved
Hell
it.
yeah.
It was XCOM. There you go, man. I loved RuneScape. It was my favorite thing in the world, right? And so when I was like 14, 15 years old, I was really good at the game as well. I had the blue party hats. I walked around with my AGS Merkin dudes, and I had many other PvP based accounts as well. I was the max level. I was on Zezima's level. If anybody knows who Zezima is, the old OSRS. But
Bro.
So you were World of Warcraft?
Oh no, dude! I was a RuneScape type of guy, man. I was also kind of a little kid when I started playing RuneScape, so I kind of grew into it as well.
Yeah, man.
But I actually hosted, obviously I had no money when I was a little kid. I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, right?
I know what you're going to say, bro.
It's like me.
My
I
parents
know what you're gonna say.
did not want to pay for my membership here. And so what I did is I found this very niche community of what is called a RuneScape private server. And if you played WoW, I'm sure you know that World of Warcraft private servers, right, where you could actually fork the World of Warcraft code, host your server on a cloud, and people will connect and play it. So I was actually a host of a more than a few RuneScape private servers. And at this time, when I started hosting RuneScape private servers, not only was there a huge, I don't want to say huge, but for being a very niche community, it was very well connected, right? Any new server could really bring on a crap ton of new players and actually keep them interested if you add enough extra type of crap to the game. And when I started hosting these servers, it was a very popular thing. And so
this guy
what was really happening was that there was a sense of VIP or in-game economy where people were actually utilizing real world money in order to purchase in-game items and in-game VIP status, in-game upgrades, right? And so when I started hosting my RuneScape private servers, there was a little bit of a switch from fiat payments via PayPal, credit cards, debit cards, that type of stuff right there. And it was becoming, there was this even more niche community within this already niche community of people who were relying on peer-to-peer Bitcoin transactions to pay for their RuneScape private server statuses. And so I began collecting a crap ton of Bitcoin. Oh my Jesus! That's my dog.
Paul, real quick.
Back there biting me.
Paul,
what's up, Kyle?
Ignite says to check your DMs when you get a chance.
I see that, my friend.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. I haven't talked to someone who has played a RuneScape private server in fucking like years, bro. Like I used to do the same thing. Not on your level though, because I would just fucking leech the client and the server, bro, and I would like get it off like Rune Locust or some shit, and then I'd run it and get like, you know, there'd be like 10 people on my server, but like somebody would donate like once a week, so I was literally like making like fucking money off that shit. But those were the days. What was it called?
It started with an M, and it was where I found all the new private servers, or you know, it's actually where I used to list mine. Moper, something like that.
With like an XAT chat, like with like
yes.
Yeah, dude.
Just to end that story real quick, so there was a change, you know, from people paying in fiat to people paying in Bitcoin. So when I was 15 years old, I had actually amassed a solid, you know, a few hundred Bitcoins. It was probably just around 300, and I actually sold all of it in a peer-to-peer transaction for about $1,500 when I was turning 16, and I threw myself the best 16th birthday party I've ever seen in my entire life. My parents went away for the weekend. I bought like fucking $500 worth of booze, like freaking, you know, a few ounces of weed, that type of shit. I had the whole school over my house, and it was a great time. I will remember it for the rest of my life, right? And you know, it's just, you know, I use this story to kind of explain my entry to cryptocurrency, because at all-time highs, I did, as a 15-year-old kid, hold and spend on a 16th birthday party just about $30 million in Bitcoin. I love it. Yeah. It allows me to dream even further, is what I like to say. Especially in regards to where I know that cryptocurrency is going to go. You know, I was one of the first people to actually utilize it in legitimate real world peer-to-peer transactions. And you know, just to really have that experience, and then from the sidelines for a few years, watch it exponentially increase. You know, while I went through the average stuff, I went through high school, you know, all my young kid girlfriends, you know, all my freaking my college experiences, graduating, going through my corporate going through my corporate experiences before hanging up my corporate code a few years ago, and jumping off a cliff, dumping all my money back into cryptocurrency, you know, and then doing very well for myself again the past 2 years. It really allows me to dream into the future and really realize where all of this has come from and where it could lead. And I really appreciate that from that experience in general.
Well, it's kind of crazy to think that only 4% of the people of the population are actually in crypto right now. Just imagine when it's 20, 30, 40.
It's about 14%, right?
Oh, is it 14? I thought it was about, I've heard it's about 4%.
Oh, no. It's the latest actual direct number, I believe, was 11.x%. But obviously, with the increase in popularity within the past year, I would have to expect at least a few percent in a jump.
A lot of that's likely corporate too.
Oh, exactly.
Lately, yeah, because now they've been jumping on.
And just knowing that, you know, only about 10% of the world's population is even invested, you know, that sounds crazy to us because we spend our entire lives revolving around cryptocurrency, you know. But there's so many people out there who hear the word cryptocurrency and all they know is, oh, Bitcoin, you know. There's so much more to it. It's so advanced at this point, and it has so much more to advance. Right?
SHIB and Doge, that's what people know. So
I
they
will
think it's
never
just some
forget
clown currency.
oh my God, last year I remember my grandma called me and she goes, "Can you explain to me what a dog coin is?" I was like, "Excuse me?" Grandma, I was like, "Shut your computer. Do not even attempt to put your money in dog coin. Like, whatever the hell you're thinking it is." I was like, "You're better off just hanging out,
Look more like XRP or VeChain, something like that. Something that's
Yeah.
gonna do something.
Oh, don't you cry, Astro. Come on, buddy.
And don't bother with
my
Bitcoin.
dogs.
I just have
Right
a
now.
little question. I just have a little question.
What's up, my man?
Yes, are you planning some new game system based on Formula One or some kind of monster truck, like some new game modes,
Yeah, we do plan to have actual multiple game modes. And this could revolve around actually more so multiplayer tactics. So let's just for an example, a destruction derby type of thing, right?
Yes, yes.
And then another game mode in which we do plan to create almost a miniature version of all of the cars we do have available. So say you went to connect to this certain game mode and just before, oh, that's a bug. I'll have to report that. If anybody's ever played Mario Kart, right? And
Yes.
The game where you ride around and you try to crash into somebody else and the balloons fall off of their go-kart butt and stuff like that, like some kind of like funner aspects to it. And then aside from that, I know one of Cube's first ideas and something that he really can't wait to get started on is we want to create a almost one of the, it would be similar to a what are they called? Those remote controlled cars where you put them on the track and you only control the speed, right? Yes, RC cars, and we want to create a mode in which you would select this mode, and it would read your NFT vehicles that you do own, and when you select one, it would it would give you the same car just in a little RC car version, in which it's like mini games almost,
We have Hot Wheels.
Yes, like a Hot Wheels, exactly. That's how Cube explains it.